Hello everybody, welcome to another Monster Train weekly challenge. So remember last week we did Divided Clerk Scale, and that was a Awoken Umbra run that specifically added a bunch of deadweights to your hand and then wouldn't let you get rid of them because the cards were not discarded at the end of your turn. And I ended up in last place, 32,933 points. And we've got a lot of amazing scores, a really tight run. As you can see, like 200 points only separating between Arkham and Celtic Guardian and Beard Reforged, or Beard Broken, the person that I got a lot of this idea from originally. It's not the same run, but a lot of the idea from, winning out by over 4,000 points. So really, really close. And Beard just taking the whole thing down. Surf Wizard getting in 5th and Storm in 4th. And we are doing a new run this time. I'm going to be trying to give out maybe some small prizes for these in the next little while if I can. We'll see how it goes. Hoping to get a bunch more entrants and see if we can do some big tournaments. But we've got Elected Sleeps Madrid, one that I have not run yet, but that other people have. Surf Wizard, who was in 4th, you'll remember last time, oh sorry, 5th last time. The only other person that didn't complete the run besides myself actually wins this run quite handily so far, 41,000 points. With Celtic and then Arkham and then Stormblessed all coming in behind. So this is going to be a Hellhorned Melting Remnant run. And it's going to be with small hands, so you only get 2 cards a turn. And it's going to have Acid Rain, so you deal 2 damage to all the units after combat. Now, what's going to make this a little bit less painful is because we are doing Hellhorned, you can get things like the Imps, and you have Never Say Die, so friendly units all enter with Endless. So a lot of the Hellhorned and Melting Remnant units get a pretty big boost by being able to come back over and over and over. They don't have a lot of health, but you can just keep replaying them and get different effects. And that's what we're going to be trying to take advantage of. The Acid Rain is a two-edged sword, because it doesn't just hurt your units, it hurts the opponent's units. And it can also kill our own Imps, so that we can do more with them, with the Eternal stuff, or Endless stuff. Alright, so that's what we're going to do, and I will see you for the run in just a moment. Okay, we are on our last point, where you can pause this video and complete the run yourself if you want, without any spoilers. Otherwise, I am going to show quite a bit of what we're going to be able to do here, so you can get a little bit of an advantage, I guess. But we're starting out with Vent, Purifying Cleanse, and Rage Serum, which is interesting. Another point of note is that if you want to know what the next run will be, you can look at the end of the video. We're going to be doing another run after this for the next week's challenge, and I will put that information up at the end of the video, so you can join in and see where you rank against the rest of the community. Let's jump on in. Purifying Cleanse is generally kind of okay, but a lot worse here because the burnout stuff is something we don't necessarily care about with everything being endless. So getting extra burnout on it doesn't really matter. That being said, it may be a little bit of an advantage too, because then we can heal things and not care that they get burnout. So there is that. Alright, let's see what we can grab here for our champion. Alright, so after every kill we gain 10 armor. And it starts out with a little bit more health. Again, considering the Acid Rain and that our champion will die in 3 turns otherwise, I think I'm going to do that. Oh, wow. So we have some artifacts here. Scorched Steel, making friendly units enter with armor 5, which would be protection from this Acid Rain. Or we can do Hell's Banners, so when we summon the second unit during a turn, we gain 3 energy. And if we're doing Endless and Melting Remnant, we're going to have a lot of things dying and just being able to draw them over and over and over and over. The biggest problem with that is just going to be the small hands. The -2 cards is a huge problem for that. I'm still going to go for the banners because I think that we're going to want things to die. That's going to be the goal for our run, I imagine, but we'll see how it goes. Let's do this Mark of Invasion. We'll probably not take any damage from this, actually, just because of the fact that we have the Acid Rain, so these will all die, even without any units being put onto the board. In fact, I almost just don't want to put one down. If I put this down, it just dies, so... weirdly enough, Pass. And it just kills the whole board. And again, I don't know that I want to put dregs down now either, because then they'll get endless and then they'll be put back on top of our library. Or draw pile. Library is a Magic the Gathering term, so I'm very used to that. See now, this I can see doing. One up there. 16 damage to the boss. Not a lot. That in the front. 32 is a little bit better. I wish that we had that vent back. Unfortunately. With the small hands, we're just kind of stuck where we are now. We're just going to keep getting the same ones back. Yeah, bit of damage on that first one, but we get the extra coins, and that will hopefully help us in propelling ourselves to victory. Fledgling Imp and Welder Helper. Alright, we did want to go for the Imp strategy, I've got to imagine. And Fledgling Imp is pretty great. Welder Helper, stopping things from dying off of the Acid Rain might be better. We can actually have a frontline unit that doesn't just get evaporated. It's a tight choice. I'm going to go for the Welder. And Molten Encasement to give stealth to units. If it was the one that exploded, I might be more interested. Stealth is really good. I like stealth a lot. However, I don't have anything that does a lot of damage yet. And just letting things pass might not be the most useful. I'm still gonna take it. I think we can do some interesting things with the Molten Encasement. So we go on this side, we get Hellhorn Banner, which doesn't lead us into Imps, importantly. So that's something that we need to be aware of. You can get a Hellhorn unit, but for whatever reason, the Imps... I mean, for good reason, I guess. They're kind of like spells. The Imps don't count as units for these. They come in at the spell slot when you get cards. They don't count as spells for things like Merchant of Steel or Merchant of Magic, but they will actually show up in the spell, I don't know, draw piles or whatever. So if you were to add a Hellhorn spell, you could get an Imp, essentially, at the end of battles. It always takes up those slots, and not any of these Hellhorned Banner slots. That being said, a nice big unit might be useful. Something that doesn't immediately die to the Acid Rain. I think I'm going to do that. We could have gone really heavy on the Vent, too. Since we have Vent and we now have the Hell's Banners, there's some cool things we can do there. After every turn it gains 5 armor, so basically Acid Rain doesn't hurt it. I think I'm alright with that. And a Frenzy Stone. Frenzy Stone is amazing. Not incredible on Steelworker, but not bad. So I think I'm just willing to make a really nasty Steelworker as an early play. And we'll just head on through. I don't want to use up all my gold. Retribution, they get spikes. Ugh. Awkward, but we do want to take every trial that we can. Perfect. We can put this on the top. And then that way... It'll gain a bunch of armor before things come up to it. Those are all dead. I'm just wondering what I want to play here and where. I think I'll put that on the second floor. I'm thinking about the Molten Encasement. Because with small hands, with only 2 cards, if we fill up our hand with endless stuff, we're not going to find new things like that vent. We're going to need to find ways to draw extra cards for sure, if we want to get past that. Let's put a steward there. And one there, sure. They won't die immediately. We'll just pass. It might be tough for us to get some of the bottom floor kills that we really want, but I think that's just going to be the way this run goes. Okay. And a sweeper. And we win the game. Well, this particular battle anyway. Another vent, a multi-nymph, and a fledgling nymph. Vent is so good with Hell's Banners. The problem is we aren't drawing enough cards at the Endless to actually get down to the vent reliably. Something like Fledgling Imp might just be the play. Get that Imp power really going. Draft works really well with the Fledgling Imp too, so I could certainly see doing that. And we're going to want to remove a lot of cards from this deck if we can. Those dregs and things like that are bad for us. Ooh, and there's Stormblast. We'll see if we can get past that. Daedalus causing some issues. Another Hellhorned unit could be good. I don't really have a wonderful Hellvent target yet. Fledgling Imp or Welding Imp, maybe. Welder Helper. Those could be alright, but they're not incredible. I don't really need the Pyre health. I think we'll look at adding some more things still. Ooh, I don't like either of these. The health is just too low with the Acid Rain. But we might be able to get something here. And stack up on the Rage Serum. Which is fine, but not amazing. Purging cards actually looks really good for us right now. I do not mind getting rid of some of this. Cleanse seems so bad too. There's a lot of cards in this deck right now that are less than stellar for what we're trying. I think I'd rather get rid of the dregs, though. I'll leave it like that. Let's see what we get in our Concealed Caverns. This is going to be a random event, and this one can give us multiple items, but it's a percentage chance. Random Hellhorn consumable, which could be One-Horn's Tome. The tomes are really, really good, generally. Some of the ones that you want to look out for. And Hellhorn has arguably the best. And it would work really well with Hell's Banners. We'd be able to do it. I'm going to try for that. Another Rage Serum. Which is fine. Certainly not amazing. And when we have small hands, we need cards that really matter and are super impactful. And I don't think that is. So I'm just going to ignore it. It can become impactful if we get the right trinkets. If Rage no longer decreases, but currently just ain't good enough. Alright, and we're against Daedalus with Plated Seal. So the bomb is going to ignore the first time that it's dealt damage. Nice. I'm wondering where I want to put the Hornbreaker Prince and Welder Helper. I don't want to put the Hornbreaker up at the top, I don't think. We want it to actually be in the front a little bit. But I'm considering where I want to have the armor. This unit is generally more valuable, so I'm going to go ahead with that. Suppose we do get a lot of armor now, thanks to Welder Helper just coming back again and again. We can just go ahead and slam that. And we can even use the double torch. Okay, you get the kill there. Again, don't think I want to get the drag out, because if we do, we're just lowering the number of cards we get even further. Imp, though. I think I like the fledgling Imp there. Should have played those in the other order, though. Would have gotten a little bit of extra damage on this. There's enough space to put a train steward up here. The big question is it will eventually die. Do I want it clogging up my hand when I have those endless imps? And I think no. I think the goal here is just going to be to try and not play as many units as I can. It's a strange way to play, but I think it's correct. It doesn't really need rage right now. I'm gonna do that. If we can make it so the rage doesn't go down, we really have a run going. So that's dead, that's dead. We can actually go ahead and use Draft behind, or sorry, no, not behind. We can put Welder Helper on it. Go ahead with Welder, and then Fledgling. And they'll all die, but we get a bunch of damage. And then we can just keep doing that. Because they all just fit nicely into these. $296, close. And that should be the game. Alright, we haven't been able to get the bosses down really early on the bottom floors, but we've been doing pretty good anyway. Equal to the number of imps in our deck. 30 damage so far on Impalate. I like Impalate quite a bit. The problem is again, those small hands. That -2 is really... it's more of a problem than I realized. We've got to be super careful about not playing units that the Endless doesn't just clog up our hand. I think that Impalate might be the way to do things, though. I mean, this technically doesn't clog up our hand because it consumes. I like Impalate, though. Or clog up our deck, anyways. Ooh, Wickless Baron with Harvest. Endless and Harvest together work really nice. I wish that it was the Wickless Tycoon so we'd get extra gold, but I'm kind of down for the Baron here. And now we definitely want the extra draw. Especially with those Hell's Banners. We have more than enough energy. This run's looking pretty cool. Moving cards is a big plus for us right now. Like I said, that small hands was even more impactful than I realized. I don't believe that we need +7 on the first turn of battle, although it will occasionally let us just absolutely spike event. But, Tempered Talisman also works with that, and I think it's better overall. So get rid of the drag. Get rid of some train stewards. So the less units that we have, I think the better this is. To an extent. Gain 15 armor on Slay. Enrage 2, or just get the multi-strike. Multi-strike is probably going to be more important. We'll get more Slay triggers if we're just hitting more times. Time to fight the Clipped. Bunch of extra armor is going to be obnoxious. Yeah, it lets them just teleport right to the top with this haste. Kind of unfortunate. Doing 7. Could put the Hornbreaker here. Let's go ahead. I don't know that there's much that we can do that's gonna stop that from happening. Yeah, I don't really have an out for it, unfortunately. Let's go ahead and play the Tycoon. Let that happen. Taking 56. I'm just trying to think about this. That takes 56. So we're gonna put it down 39. So it's a 54. That's not gonna be enough to kill it. I need to get behind to get this clipped conduit before it goes to the top floor. Doesn't look like I'm getting there. Put there so the harvest matters. Alright, Impalade is really nice. Now we can actually get to the back line and kill it. Sweet. Get the Welder Helper here. We'll deal a little bit damage there. Get a really large vent if we want. This doesn't die, so we're gonna have to want a vent up here if we want to get rid of everything. And I kind of want to have that Welder Helper. We do not want to lose our Steelworker. We can go ahead and draft. But we've got to remember, that means that we're getting draft and this Welder Helper back next turn. We really want to find that Fledgling Imp. Guess we do still get 2 cards thanks to the extra draw. Yeah, I'm okay with it. Unfortunately, not able to kill the top again. Just pass, we'll want to get both the imps. Take a bit of damage. Oh, wow, missed out on the imp, huh? That sucks. Especially because now that's skipping a floor. Not getting any Rage Imp this time has been really painful. just very bad news. Alright, I have to think about this one for a little bit. So got the Wickless Baron. That's an 8 and 24. Older Hipper gives that 15. Oof. Could put Hornbreaker in front and then give it the Welder Helper. I think that's probably our best option. Minus 200. Okay. Ugh. Closer than I would like. The armor really got us there, letting those hasters move up past our middle floor. But we managed it. Impressive. 50 feet, 53 damage is nothing to scoff at. It is pretty easy for us to sacrifice imps. Impish Scholar is neat too, but we need some specific consume cards for that to actually matter. And right now, the only consume that we have is Rage Serum. Things like Imp in a Box make that incredible later on. Right now, very medium. Could definitely be an impressive, though. And the more imps that we get, Impalate is stronger. That's the thing. Like, Impressive right now does more damage than Impalate. Does need a sacrifice of an imp, but shouldn't be a big problem with the Endless. Definitely shouldn't be a problem. So our big question is, do we want to improve our Impalate, or do we just want to get an Impressive and essentially replace it? Interesting one. So this can be really strong if we get the right cards for it, but then we need to find the right ones. We have a fair ways to go. Scholar normally leads to some pretty insane things. That's 53 damage. I'm just going around in circles. It's so close. I'm thinking about how many people actually died on this run. Very, very good players. People that I know are on level 25. I think I want the direct damage for now. Engulfed in Smoke. Subsuming Blade is neat, but unfortunately not something I think we care about anymore. It's a little too late for that. You need to get Subsuming Blade very early for it to be very good. Yeah, we'll just leave that. The stealth could have been okay. Magic and Caverns. I really like this Unstable Vortex. We have another person that died out here, though, so we might be in for a tough fight. The cleanses have done almost nothing. I don't expect them to do a whole lot in this deck, so I'm going to take out both of the cleanses at this point. I would not mind getting rid of the Train Stewards either, but there's just so many things to get rid of. A large stone. It'd be pretty good on like a Wickless Baron. Would have been nice on Steelworker, but that's already too late. Oh, really good on Baron. Yeah, I think I'm okay doing that. We can purge some more cards here as well. Maybe just get rid of all the Train Stewards. Or at least 2 of them. Having 1 left to pair up with a, like, Baron or Steelworker or something seems okay. And then I'm just gonna keep the rest of our gold for now. Let's see what fell to Arkham. Ah, it's Crystal Cloak. Ooh, yeah, that'll do it. For the people that don't know, Crystal Cloak has Stealth 8, so it can't be targeted in combat. We can target it with spells, but our units won't attack it for 8 turns, which is a lot. It just gets to beat on you for 8 turns before you can do anything. It's a lot of damage, but it's also a lot of harvest for the Baron. And I think I'm good with that. Especially since we started with that welder. It's part of the reason why we wanted to make a really small deck here. Really ups the chances of us getting things like the welder. That is docking, right? Good. I had to double check that we were killing the Collector. And that's 3, might as well do it. Give that rage, gets the slay, perfect. And we take out the whole team. Might as well make it so there's a little bit less damage happening, though. Oh, wait, no, the exhaust would have actually maybe done more. Yeah. I need to think about it for a second, because it's +2. Yeah, so I dealt myself an extra damage. An obnoxious fight. I want things to die down here. There's already a lot of them that are. I think we want to make sure this gets enough health, and some rage on it's not bad either. Could put a train steward in the front. Does lower our number of cards in hand, but it's been going okay. It's -43. Nice. Now we're gonna keep the train steward in the deck. Try and make this as tanky as we can. And the draft will die. We'll just get back the same 4 cards. That might be worthwhile. What's our next card? It's going to be a torch. Let's go down the draft. Did get rid of all the stealth tokens. That's awesome. Oh, right, the Wickless Baron also comes back. We can use that to our advantage, though. That thing's huge. Yeah, like, actually, I don't know why I'm sad about that. That seems pretty good. 4-2 kill. Not bad. Yeah, putting the Wickless on the bottom where it can just constantly be moved up if it does die with full health seems very good for us. Pyre Chomper. Okay, I mean, it is another imp. That's kind of nice for our Impalate, but we don't really need the energy with the Hell's Banners. I guess it's cool for event. But we have to consider how many cards we're getting a turn, and I think it's worth skipping. Sacrificial Resurrection. Consume cards in hand, add a draft unit to your hand and enhance it with +10 for each card consumed. Which is neat, because that means that we can get rid of a bunch of garbage that we don't want. And the draft that we have would be bigger and it's endless, so we get to keep putting it into play. I don't think it's good enough, though. We won't have enough cards, and we won't want to consume most of the cards that we do get. So we've made it past Arkham. We've made it past Stormblessed. Time to try and make it past Celtic Guardian. can remove more cards here again. Train Steward and a Torch could be okay. Yeah, I'm definitely on this side. We want the artifact. And some removal. Oof. X costs get +3. Or whenever we play Consume, we deal 30 damage. We have the Rage Serum. If we'd grabbed that Imp Scholar, it would have been kind of cool. I think I'm down for the first Hell Pack, though. With those rages, with those vents, it's pretty sweet. Getting rid of the torches could be fine. The Molten Encasement hasn't been as good as I'd like either. So that might be good to remove that. The smaller our deck is right now, the better. Let's get rid of the Train Steward. Another Frenzy Stone for Wickless Baron? Oh my god. Yeah! Yeah! That's great. And I'm just going to leave it. I want to hold on to my money. We seem like we've got a great start here. We'll see how it goes, though. This is Fel, and Fel can be nasty. Oh, Fel's going to add Scourge cards. That really throws off our endless plans for sure. This could be a big issue. We do have enough energy to play them every turn, thanks to the Hell's Banners. Or generally we will. But, woof. Could be exceptionally nasty. If we want to keep the Imp, we can't play the Penance. Oh, right. The Banners, what am I thinking? Gotta order it right. Not be goof here. Go the worker to the top. I want to win on the bottom if we can, so let's just go ahead and do that. Impelate. Kill that faster. We don't have to deal with this as long. Well, that's unfortunate. Just end up not being able to use the banners. This turn, though. So we want to go Draft and Fledgling Imp here, just because it's going to do more damage to Fel, I would say. Then we can do a bunch on the bottom. I'm gonna try and kill Fel outside of the train if possible. We'll go Draft, then the Imp. And an encasement there is great. We're fine just playing these cards now over and over. Nice, 18 to her. Throw that down, and we're just gonna leave the Molten Encasement. We can draw extra cards instead. Yeah. Because now we can get rid of that. Ah, I did that wrong. My bad. Get a bit of damage there, though. I think it's going to be final wave. Yeah. 450. So we can Welder Helper, draft, get the extra damage, then Impressive, and then Rage. Still not enough, but it's a fair bit of damage. And the only downside almost is just getting this Wickless Baron back. Although, I don't know that I'd call it a downside, because I imagine that Fel is very dead now. Doing pretty good. 23,000 points. Bounty Stalker. Oh, I love that card. If we'd gotten it earlier, I think it would have been worthwhile. Now I'm not sure. It tends to die really easily in this because of the fact that we've got that Acid Rain going. Could do another Impalate. I'm not super excited about these. Obviously, Remnant Pack does literally nothing. Making something endless when all of them are endless already. Not the way we want to go. I like the idea of Bounty Stalker. But we're so close to the end, it's not going to be able to get a lot of extra bonuses on it right now. Does take 2 spaces also. I think I'm good leaving it. The other Impalate is kind of interesting. And I think I'm fine. And I would love to draw more cards. We've managed to undo the small hands. Remove more stuff? This feels like a deck that just loves being really small. The less things we have, the more powerful we become. Could get a Hellvent. Make another Imp if we want. Now that we're drawing enough cards, another Imp is actually quite tempting. Especially like a Fledgling Imp, just to up the damage of all of our multi-strike units. Yeah, I like this side. This is my side. Before we duplicate anything, we should go to the cavern first and see if we get a bonus on something. And I think I'm good just taking out both torches. These only have frontline units, but with the Acid Rain, we're already getting most of the backline anyway, and we've got a lot of damage. Could maybe take out the Vent. The Vent hits the backline, though. I think I'm just good with no torches. Right. See if we get any enhancements. Ah, a Chaos Portal. Purge a card and gain a random card, huh? At this point, there's not a lot that I want to get rid of. It's kind of too bad that we went here after removing the other stuff from our deck. Rage Serum is still okay. It's not amazing. I could definitely see throwing away a Rage Serum. Or just one of the vents. You know, I don't think I need a Rage Serum. Let's see what we get. One Horn Tome. Last Stand. Double the amount of rage on friendly units. No. We're gonna take 10 gold. Only 11 cards in the deck. Like I said, I really do like where we're at. Although we'll double it now. And more multi-strike? Multi-strike 2! Oh man, with that extra fledgling imp, that's gonna be great. Time for our next battle. Ooh, non-boss enemy units heal all health when they move up the floor. That one's obnoxious. They totally negate the acid rain. We can deal a lot of damage, but well, we'll see. I'm gonna go for it. We're gonna have to stack a lot of damage for it to matter. As usual, I think the Baron on the bottom floor makes the most sense. Probably again still put Steelworker up at the top. Let that draft die. And we're set up. The big thing is that we need to find an early imp if possible. There we go. 2 of them. Exactly what we needed. I like making sure that has stealth if we can. And do I want to draft again? Draft is nice here, but not great anywhere else. Oh god, that has a lot of health, though. I mean, it's not going to help us to draft it, though. I mean, I think we're just maybe taking 160 damage. Impalade is helpful. So if we do Rage 6 onto this, then Impalade, dealing 48. These are each Rage 6, so that's going to be another 12. Dealing 64. Ooh, it's math time! The exciting part of the video. At 112. We're not going to be able to make it all the way up. Because that's not going to deal 50. Why? It doesn't need to do 50, 48, either way. Molten Encasement can do a little bit extra. Those will be 7 each as well. Or one will be more. Okay, if we put Molten Encasement. Maybe even put it behind the Steelworker just so we maximize damage. That deals 12. This deals 12, 13. This one deals 7, so we're at 20. 32 plus 42, then plus 12. It's 42, then 12. So it's at 88. Yeah, it's just not going to be enough. It's close. It's not going to get there. So we should probably give that one up and try and make sure that we get Hornbreaker Prince and kill this Dark Wings before it manages to get up there. Maybe giving the extra rage to that is correct, though. This is getting tough. This might be the one where we actually lose. Dumb move on my part. That's making it through. There's nothing we're going to be able to do about it. How is this doing? Not great. That'll help a bit. There we go. We can stop it here. And quit the bleeding. We'll be okay. Welder on that. Ugh. Does kill it. Takes a lot. I want to put a draft down. I think I like where we're at right now. The 4 cards that we're getting every turn. That actually is going to kill it. Amazing. Keeps it alive. Nothing to do. Should've just left it alone. We can keep that alive as long as we just vent it at the end, so I'm kind of okay with this. We just stack more here. Gonna keep it alive at 8. Thank God the Endless Wickless Baron is so sick. That has definitely been a big help. I think we'd be in a lot of trouble if we didn't have that Baron. Transcend him. Hello! That's what we wanted. Memento Mori, Memories of the Melted. Gaining energy for each friendly unit death in this battle is pretty crazy. That makes our vents just go off. The big question is, do we actually need that, though? We already generally have enough energy. Getting a vent to go insane is nice, but it's only one time. It is a consume. Let's take a look at what we've got next. So in our next fight, we can go and get the Merchant of Magic, Hellvent, Vortex. We don't actually need to remove anything anymore. Hellvent to double and Transcend him could be really good. I kind of want to go for Memories of the Melted and see if we can't get it to lose Consume. And if it doesn't, we're not really missing out on anything. Like, it's not a big downside for us to have it in there. It is Consume. And we can even remove it. We can go for the Unstable. If we don't get the right cards for it. Give something Holdover. I don't know that we need that. Consuming Event is nice. I actually like that. It's so weird that I don't think I want to hold over much. It's just with that Endless, we already fill up our hand. We don't really want anything else jeopardizing that. Before I do any more, I should actually check out the Merchant of Trinkets here. Ooh, friendly units gain Extinguish, apply 5 armor to the unit in front. That's really good. And when friendly units die, they enhance with +10. Those are both fantastic for us. Those are easy picks. Cleansing Water is nice. I think I can ignore it, though, and just see what else we can get. Scorching Restraints, so they get extra rage. It's fine. Sketch is definitely not what we want. Scorching is interesting. Not amazing, but an acceptable thing to have. It'll do some amount of work. And yeah, let's reroll this. Nice. So now we can just keep getting energy for very large vents. We'll make that one bigger too. Alright. I am pretty excited about where we've ended up here. And we would want to copy the Transcend Imp, I would think. Do we want to remove the Draft at this point? Might make sense, just go all in on the Imps. Ooh, but we have Resin Block. Every time it dies, it's going to get bigger. I'm going to leave it. I wish that we had another way to draw cards. If we had a way to draw, this thing would be incredible. Small hands really does hurt us quite a bit. All those endless units just coming back over and over and over is great, but also stops us from chaining together some really absurd things. Just with how small it is. Yet nothing. Getting the extra rage is nice. Would have loved to have gotten this Baron down earlier, but it's more than okay, I would say. We are going to make some extremely mean units with all these Transcend Imps. Only 46. God, these are a lot of damage there on their own, too. I might want to just start putting them behind because of the fact they're just 33 damage. If I put that in front, this will gain armor. Could get extra damage on the Seraph. Oh, this is fine. Oh, baby. These are getting extremely nasty. $73, $87 on single imps. Ooh. It's making sure that this doesn't die. We want to still be able to deal damage on the top floor. Easily take that out. Ember Drain's a bit obnoxious here. Thankfully, the Hell's Banners gives us exactly as much as we need. That has 48 stacks of it. Just want to kind of split up our rage a little bit if we can. I kind of want to put some here. I'm going to do a Transcend Imp. give that a lot of rage. We want to be able to hit Seraph as much as possible outside of the train. Oh, right, because the Stealth doesn't die. That might actually be okay for us, though. Gets the armor. Because I wouldn't mind drawing down, if possible. Drawing down specifically to that welder helper so we can get more of what we need. Gotta be careful, I do want that to die. So I think this might just be... Fledgling in. Let those both die. Put one there. 131. Yeah, not bad. And we want to consume that fence if possible. Oh, here we are. Now we have exactly the hand we want. We can play them all every single time. We've got to be a little bit careful because now our Transcend Imps do give armor. We don't want to do something like give armor on the Molten Encasement. That's the big thing. Why we have to be a little careful about where we put them. Final wave. Darn. Okay, we should probably put all of the non-Transcend Imps up here for now. To gain as many stacks as possible for this thing. Yeah! There we go! And floor 1, Seraph Hill. Woo! This was a really cool run. The small hands was hard to navigate, but making our deck just incredibly tiny and really streamlined worked out amazing. I'm not sure if we actually got the most points, though. We'll see. Because there was one other person that finished it. I feel pretty good about everybody else that I know, a lot of really good players in this, having died. 40,000. Let's take a look. And if you would like to challenge me and see if you can get higher, I'd love to see it. Oh, we're 900 short. 900 short against Surf Wizard. 25-minute run. Really well done. Just a fantastic score from Surf Wizard. I feel pretty good about what we did. I mean, obviously a lot of people stumbled over this one. Those small hands can really trip you up, and we made a sick deck out of this. This is really, really great. So I will show you our next custom challenge right after this. And thanks all for watching this video. If you want to join in the next week's one, then stick around because I'll show what the challenge number is. And you can also do this one, obviously. I'll go over who has the top score in our next video. See if anybody unseats Surf Wizard. Alright, our next run here is going to be Magazine Creature Located, and it's actually written by Celtic Guardian, so you might have seen their name on the leaderboard a couple times already. They're a very good player of a lot of different card games. I know that they do a ton of Slay the Spire at top level and now Monster Train. But it is going to be an Umbra Stygian Guard run. The mutators are going to be a Magic Hand, so cards cannot be discarded. All the units are endless, but we have to purge a card after every battle. And they said that they had done a daily that was kind of like this. They gave a lot of interesting decisions and things, and they wanted to try this out again. And I thought it looked interesting myself. There's a lot of cool hand management going on here between Apocalypse and Magic Hand. And obviously, we saw Endless and the small hand, this one, become quite difficult and strange and kind of restrictive in a way where I didn't think that it would quite be as hard as it was, but it could be really tough. Like, you could really trip yourself up with hand management and too many endless units. So we'll see how this one goes. I mean, with Umbra, and friendly units being endless, you gotta be aware of those morsels. This is gonna be our next week's video, so join us then. Thanks all for stopping in for this one, and if you liked the video, then please, I know that everybody says it, but smash that like button, hit the subscribe. It does mean a lot. I'd love to have more people on the leaderboards, more things sent in, more challenges. If you have an idea for a challenge, please send it in. Obviously, I'll credit you if we use it, and I'm excited to see what you come up with. We've had some really cool ones so far. This one I thought was just fantastic. I know that I'm biased because I made it, but boy, that ended up in a place that I didn't expect. So it was a ton of fun, and I will see you soon.